So the fox hunting season is almost over, but you'd be mistaken for thinking hunts would just slowly wind down. Oh no, they've been smashing monitors' phones, riding horses into beer tents, dropping hounds off quad bikes, striking dogs, and being found guilty in the courts. There's certainly a lot to get through this week. First up then, let's deal with two stories relating to the lovely Essex and Suffolk hunt. Earlier in the week, the news broke that the trial of Jamie Price, Jack Henty and Hamish Golding from the Essex and Suffolk hunt came crashing down thanks to a colossal error by the Crown Prosecution Service. Now, the CPS failed to disclose crucial documents to the defence in time, allowing these men to escape justice, and they were facing serious charges, including illegal hunting after the brutal killing of a fox in front of witnesses, and an assault charge for using a horse as a weapon against wildlife monitors. Now, Suffolk Action for Wildlife had worked tirelessly collecting damning video footage and gathering a team of witnesses to testify, and yet, despite meeting all the necessary legal standards for prosecution, the case was thrown out due to the CPS's incompetence. And just when you think things couldn't get any worse, yet another incident came to light just a few days ago in which a monitor from the very same group was subject to this attack.
The audacity of you. Take away your coat. Take away your coat.
Yeah, I'm going to ring 9.
I think the police are after you. Me? Yeah. Someone said someone in the silver tux been going around hitting people. This is great. Really? How after you? Did you do it? What? Hit her? It's all on film, mate. You hitting her?
Do you want me to smash your phone as well?
I sat down and interviewed Chantel to hear more about what took place that day and why the police have decided to take no further action against the man responsible.
It transpired that there was a bit of a kerfuffle going on the main road. The field riders had stopped dead behind a hedge. And so one of the monitors in the car got out and started filming what was going on behind the hedge. We were still on the main road. And it transpired that a pony had been ridden into a ditch. It wasn't even a fully grown horse. It was quite a small horse. And the poor thing was in a ditch. So this lady got out of the vehicle. She started being pushed around by one of the lads a bit, asking her to step off the grass and everything. And she's saying, I can stand here. This is public highway. So I got out the car because I was concerned for her welfare, mostly because I didn't like her being outside of the car on her own. But I also stood near the vehicle, so the lady in the car was also safe. But this guy started shoving her a bit. So I walked over to try and film it because I didn't like the way he was shoving her. He was a youngish lad, and this lady is... she's older than me, so I just thought it was inappropriate behaviour on his part. So I was filming that. And then when I realised that the pony was in the ditch just sort of next to me beyond the hedge, I filmed over the hedge at the pony in the ditch. And I think it was the owner of the pony started shouting at me. And then a lady came up next to me and she started demanding I put my phone away, stop filming, and she was being quite forceful. She wasn't touching me, but she was coming too close. She was coming in my personal space. And I was saying to her, you can see it on the video, you can see me reaching over the hedge, and then you can see me filming her saying, you don't get to tell me what to do with my personal possessions. And then obviously from nowhere, someone's grabbed my phone from out my hand and flung it. And then he starts grabbing me, he starts throwing me around. Unfortunately, this is when the lady filming stops filming and she didn't get the whole of my assault. So it's really hard as well for people to understand what actually happened to me. You see one of the times he smashed my phone, but after that, he kept hold of my phone and he was grabbing me here. I remember my forearms hurting afterwards. I still have shoulder pains. I still have lower back pain. So he was shaking me around quite a bit. The witness told me that she noticed he was throwing me off the verge and stuff. I remember at one point trying to grab him back and I just couldn't. He's about 6 foot something and he was completely overpowering me to the point where the lady watching it all that was filming said she couldn't even see me at one point. He was overpowering me so much. He was sort of standing over me, throwing me around. He still had my phone. I then remember him smashing it on the floor again and hearing that horrible crack of my phone being smashed up even more. And I think his idea here was to destroy the evidence of me filming the horse, and he thought he had just destroyed the evidence.
I will link the full interview down below should you want to see the whole thing. Needless to say, none of these incidents are going to deter Suffolk Action for Wildlife and standing up for wildlife, and they remain as determined as they have ever been. I will leave details for how you can support them going forwards in the description of this video. Next up are a couple of clips we've come across from some of the most reckless behaviour seen in just the past week. Now, if you're a regular viewer of these videos, you'll know the awful BSV hunt are always up to something violent or just utterly stupid. And this latest video, well, I mean, it's no exception. They thought it was a fantastic idea to ride their horses into a crowded beer tent. I mean, at this point, it's past the point of arrogance. It's wildly dangerous and could have gone so wrong for obvious reasons, but yet no doubt they would say this is just good old fun and see nothing remotely wrong with it. And this wasn't the only shocking footage to come out in recent days, as Wildlife Guardian posted this clip.
Now let's go out and enjoy the wonderful English countryside, the sight and sound of a well-trained pack of hounds and the skill of the people that control them. Thank you.
But yet we're told hunts are these sensible, law-abiding people that have full control of what they're doing, and it's the annoying SABs and monitors just getting in their way. I think these two incidents clearly show otherwise. You can only imagine the sort of things these people are up to when nobody is there to film them. Probably scenes like this that were secretly captured on camera just a few days ago. Just take a look at this clip.
She just bolted.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm so sick of seeing these poor animals being treated like this, and equally shocked by some of the comments defending these scenes. Like this one, he lifted the dog up into the car, and I mean, honestly, as my colleague Charlotte pointed out in the article we wrote on this, the guy could have easily lifted the dog more appropriately, gently lifting them while supporting their chest. And then just seconds later, another dog already in the car appears to be literally struck out of the way. I guess just part of the lovely everyday treatment of these animals. Thankfully, there are brilliant people on the ground holding these awful people to account and trying to ensure justice is served. And speaking of justice, it was good to see just a couple of days ago that Ben Housel from the Warwickshire Hunt was rightly convicted under the Hunting Act after failing to stop a pack of hounds from killing a fox during a so-called trail hunt on the 9th of October 2023. Despite claiming no formal training, Housel was acting as a whipper-in, a position responsible for ensuring hounds don't chase wild mammals, so a very important position. Bodycam footage showed Rebecca Forrester from the Three Counties Hunt SABs desperately trying to intervene as the fox was mauled to death by the pack.
A member of a hunting group in Warwickshire has been found guilty of illegal fox hunting at a trial at Coventry Magistrates. Benjamin Halsall from Shipston-on-Stour, seen here in the green top, was fined £1,000 and ordered to pay a further £1,000 in costs. It's over an incident in October 2023 caught on body camera by hunt saboteurs, where a fox was killed by hounds. Mr. Halsall's role as part of the hunt was to control the dogs as a whipper-in, but a district judge found he had failed to call them off when a fox was being chased. This is the first time a member of the Warwickshire Hunt has been found to have broken the laws of the Hunting Act since they were enforced 20 years ago. The hunt, as an organisation, was also accused of the same offence, but was acquitted.
It's a significant outcome for us as a force, Warwickshire Police. This is the first time in the 20 years that the Hunting Act's been in place there's been a conviction of a member of a trail hunting organisation. It's extremely difficult to gather evidence for, and those that do gather the evidence a lot of the time are scared, concerned or worried to pass that for us to investigate. This case has shown what providing that evidence to us can do.
It was very brave of the hunt saboteur to submit the footage, and it was crucial in playing the part for today's successful prosecution. Obviously, for that saboteur, like all saboteurs, it is horrific to see the scenes that were played in court and the death of any animal, which we do try to prevent. Unfortunately, we can't, which is what it's showing is why we do need a tougher ban in place.
But when it came to the punishment for this sickening offence, Housel was fined a pathetic £1,000 and ordered to pay another £1,000 in costs. I mean, how is this a deterrent? It's just ridiculous. No wonder hunts just do as they please, because there's nothing to be afraid of where the law is concerned. I mean, I must sound like a broken record at this point, but if ever there was yet another case proving why the ban on hunting needs to be properly strengthened, then it's this one. What's even more shocking is the fact this was the first time a member of the Warwickshire Hunt has ever been convicted under the Hunting Act, which is just crazy considering how blatant this particular hunt is and the number of incidents of wildlife killing they've been involved with. I mean, literally, all you've got to do is Google Warwickshire Hunt kill fox, and there's a whole string of media reports showing them doing just that. And to top it all off, the hunt itself was acquitted. Speaking to ITV News, which, by the way, have done a brilliant job in recent years reporting on hunting, PC Matt Sims from Warwickshire Police's Rural Crime Team said this is the first time in the 20 years that the Hunting Act has been in place that there's been a conviction of a member of a trail hunting organisation in the county. 20 bloody years. I mean, honestly, it's just laughable. And the thing is, those from the hunting world use stats like this to put forward the argument that this actually shows illegal hunting is not taking place on a large scale. I reacted to this very argument a few weeks ago when Countryfile did a segment on so-called trail hunting and the proposed ban.
The intention is not to chase foxes.
There is a strongly held view amongst the police that trail hunting is a smokescreen.
That is just not true. There has been, since the ban, over 300,000 days of hunting. There has been around 30 prosecutions of registered hunts, who I represent. That is less than 1 in 10,000.
Could there have been so few prosecutions because, as the police say, it's very, very difficult to get prosecutions?
Could the answer be that it's very difficult to get a prosecution because when, in the main, not breaking the law?
Ultimately, what these recent cases show is that the Hunting Act is not fit for purpose. Even when the CPS doesn't mess the job up and hunters are in the dock, they end up with a pathetic slap on the wrists and they just carry on as they always have done, arrogant as ever. And if anyone sums up this blasé attitude, it's the prat that is Jacob Rees-Mogg, who proudly posted online last week that he had hosted the Mendip Farmers Hunt's last meet of the season, his kids photographed on horses outside his mansion. And if this post wasn't enough, he even felt the need to give the hunt a very random, out-of-place mention on his weeknight GB news slot.
I'll be back tomorrow. In case you've forgotten, I'm Jacob Rees-Mogg. This has been State of the Nation, and the weather in Somerset, oh, it's absolutely glorious. The weekend was perfect. The sun was shining. We had the hunt meet on Saturday. More people out for the Mendip Farmers than we've ever had before in perfect Somerset weather.
Funny, though, that in his little speech, he conveniently forgets to mention that this hunt was caught filling in badger sets, or the fact this particular hunt is so violent that we wrote an entire piece covering the assaults and beatings given out by thugs associated with the Mendip Farmers Hunt. Something obviously has to be done about all of this to stop the recklessness, the violence, the mistreatment of hunting hounds, and the endless killing of wildlife. It's time for a proper ban on hunting. Please add your name to our petition. Help us keep up the pressure for legislation to be strengthened sooner rather than later. And in the meantime, you can check out all the groups featured in this video down below.